the fire goes on and the spark's on when you're talking hockey, and that's the way it is with all of these guys.
Yeah, I agree. Wally, when I talk on the phone, it's embarrassing sometimes because I start off talking hockey, say it's George Kingston, and by the end of the conversation, I'm almost in a full coaching mode, you know, my voice is loud, and I'm like you guys. I love the game. I like my job. I think I don't look at it as being a job. I've enjoyed every minute of coaching, and I find it very fascinating. And I really find we're lucky to be in a profession where we can learn things all the time. And I've tried to stay. I stay right up with the game. I can tell. My book will show you. I do understand how the game has changed. I was part of that with Dave Tippett in Phoenix and other places I've coached. But yeah, I think that's the fun in the game is if you got passion for it, you're always trying to get better at it. And when you learn things too, you're stimulated. It's the same with players. When they learn things from you, I think they feel stimulated and feel like, hey, I'm getting better. And anytime a youngster feels like they're getting better, they stay with activities longer. And it's the same with coaching. You guys all must feel like you're getting better. You enjoy learning more. And so it stimulates you even after you're maybe not actively coaching like I am to study the game and still stay current with the game.
Dave, Tim Bothwell, he coined the name of this group. We call ourselves the No Dead Sharks.
Yeah.
And the story behind that is exactly what you're saying.
Yes.
This group here is on because we know how dumb we are, and we get dumber every day because there's so much to be learned.
Yeah.
And the open-mindedness to lifelong learning, and
yeah.
Tim is the guy that got the cups and coined the phrase from the Woody Allen movie.
Yes.
About what a shark is: swimming, breathing, moving forward, staying alive. And that's the essence of this group. So when we discuss things, and that's why I'm so intrigued with your train of thought, because many of the things you've talked about, we've talked about many times, but we're talking about different things. Barry Midori alluded to the difficult challenge of developing an ethical coaching bench in minor hockey so they can enjoy the game,
right.
which in fact leads to winning the game. And that's the philosophy of using all your players. And so that's another side. The other side, Darryl Belfry's completely different thinking beyond anything I've ever imagined before. And so when this group gets together, we end up talking about stuff. And lately, because the NHL started, we've talked about some of the nuances of what they're doing. And in my mind, the NHL game, for the competitive game, and Barry be your POE teams, and Barry's the mentor of all the U17 teams in Canada, the 3 regional teams.
Yeah.
The NHL game sort of is the observable bar of where the game is going. Now, your observations and ideas are beyond that bar. How are they going to change in the future? So I'm just trying to convince stay up with the game today. And to me, Darryl Belfry is onto something with the coaching communication piece and being able to communicate with the players, use questioning, and have discussions with them with the same passion that we have, and be able to get specific results working on skills to a degree that I never did offensively or defensively.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the things down the road. I'm just
Wally, if I could just build on that a little bit. Sorry, I interrupted.
Go ahead, Mel.
No, I was just thinking about that too yesterday and last week. I had some time to do some contemplation and reading. And, this pandemic has given us all an opportunity as coaches to look reflectively and decide if what we're doing is right. And so I've been taking a look at the athlete development model and sort of the building blocks of that. And, are we doing the right things with our athletes in terms of building proper potential around physical movement, and is there a capacity to improve that? And when we look at a hockey player's physiology and their physical capacity, is there room for improvement? And there is, when we compare it to other elite athletes. And then, as Mr. King alluded to a little while ago, in terms of mental training, we tend to think that we're kind of sophisticated when we come to our sport psychology and our mental training, but really, I think we're just scratching the surface. So we now have an opportunity in this pause, and by the formation of these groups, to really advance the game in a dramatic way, and it's exciting.
Malcolm and Dave, I see that Kim McCullough is on. Dave, we have a group of people that a cross section, and Kim. I don't know if she's finished the book yet, Daryl Belfry's book, but she has been Zoom coaching and running the Leaside Minor Hockey Female Association, the largest in the world, this year.
Wow. Ivy
League grad, coaching a junior female team, and absolutely brilliant and applying. She did a Zoom session last night on hockey IQ and skills. She's doing another one on hockey IQ and tactical play. But the ability to combine the thinking behind these new unique skills, that was what she did last week. And I edited 54 minutes from that with, she must have had 70 people on. But it was all that advanced stuff, and I'm going to send it out to all the Sharks this week. And Dave, I've now got your proper email address.
Yeah, thank you, Walt.
And your phone number, or Linda's phone number and yours. But I'm going to ask, just so you get to meet Kim, Kim, would you please just explain what you picked up relative to doing the Zoom sessions, and then the last one you did, which was, to me, off the charts, stuff that nobody's done to that degree yet, but it's going to go that way. Kim, are you still there?
Keep in mind, Dave, that Kim is lower echelon Ivy League Dartmouth.
And,
yes.
Brown University.
Thanks, guys.
Nope. Yeah. Okay.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah. Can't see
sorry,
you, but we can hear you.
No, I'm doing Skype on my phone. I was trying to be a good parent. Dave, it's an honor to chat with you. I have a 6'4" and 2-year-old as well, so
awesome.
That's my other job. So I was at the park with them, chasing dogs while we were chatting. But thanks, Wally, for that lead up. Yeah, I guess I've just been trying to innovate, keep the players engaged. I ironically got a brand new job being the director of hockey operations of the biggest girls hockey association in the world, in a year where we don't play any hockey. So the Zoom calls and the workouts and the skills sessions, the mental training, the video is something I've been doing for a long time. So in addition to all the technical and tactical on the ice, it's been fun for me because all the stuff I'm doing is already in my wheelhouse and probably fell by the wayside most seasons when I was coaching because I was too busy trying to figure out the breakout and how to win hockey games. So it's really skewed towards the developmental side of it purely. And, as Wally said, I've averaged about 70 to 100 people on all my hockey IQ calls so far and with Leaside. So hopefully it has an impact. It'd be nice if we could get back on the ice to see if it has an impact. But it might be a couple months from that still.
Anyway, I'll send that out to you all. And
I guess
go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, if I can interject, I really think that we're kind of all talking about the same thing. When I listen to all you gentlemen talk and and Kim talk about the game, I think we're trying to, if young people understand whatever activity they're in, if they understand why they're doing it and then how you do it, I think they do it better. And I think that coaching is really, we're trying to create intentional improvement. We want kids to really try hard to improve. We want our youngsters to understand they can get more out of themselves than they probably thought they could. And all that stems from one thing, though. I think you have to love what you're doing. And that's really important for us in coaching, is to do all the things we can to enhance our players' ability to get better. They have to enjoy it. They have to have fun doing it. And if they do, they develop a love for the game. Once you get a love for the game, you can ask Claude, if you get a love for the game, you can put a lot into it. And you start to realize, I can do more. I can get more from it if I put more into it. So a lot of it, to me, and that's one of the things about our era, Wally, for a lot of the coaches in this thing, is that when we started playing the game, we played it outdoors. Before we developed what we were.
You're fading out a bit, Dave.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying to you that I think if kids love the game, there's a better chance they're going to stick with it longer and get more from it, more from the coaches that what they have to offer. But it all starts with environment, and it all starts with. So I always tell coaches, like, hey, I'm all for teaching kids and working with them and trying to keep, make them better. But don't forget where it starts. It starts with the enjoyment of the game, and I think that's always that. At one point in my career, I think I didn't maybe think about that enough. Now at the back end of my career, I start thinking about those things a lot.
Dave, we have a gentleman on. I don't know, Jordan, he's a principal of a school.
Yeah.
I've worked with him coaching. He's mentoring him, coaching a AAA midget girls team for a number of years.
Yeah.
And the story he told a week ago, and I don't think he's on now, but I find it more useful, purposeful than any X's and O's that we talk about. And Jordan, hello.
He is on, Wally. He is on.
You finally got back on, Jordan, because I'm talking to you about you and the phone call we had yesterday, trying to get advice about, gee, Daryl and Dave might be on together. I don't know what to do. I'd love to have them both, a pioneer in the future. But anyway, I told him that, lately, because the NHL started, Dave, all the talk's been, what are they doing? How do you play that rush that Simmons scored a goal on, and who didn't? How important is back checking and sorting it out? It's all X's and O's. Mm-hmm. And I told Jordan yesterday, I love that stuff. But the most important thing, I said, I'd rather hear the story that he told, observing his grade 2 teacher and what she did in her classroom, because that's sort of what coaching has got to come to. And it's related to the ability to ask and engage this player or the student.
Yes.
Gordon, if you could quickly summarize that, introduce yourself to the group. And Malcolm, I don't know if you were on, but that episode, I've edited it and shared it before. But that's what I do with these sessions, Dave. I'll edit it and promote everything that everybody's doing. And Jordan, that little story just for Dave, and that it's sort of a link of what Belfry's doing to a degree and what Kim's learning to do when she does her work with kids. We want coaches to go from yelling to telling to asking.
Mm-hmm.
Now you engage them. Go ahead, Jordan.
Thanks, Wally, and thanks, Dave, for all that you've shared this morning. I've got a couple of pages of notes already, and I won't go through the whole experience of observational practices with teachers or that, but I was just sharing with Wally and the group the other day that I popped out of the session and was in to do a formal observation, and then popped back in on the session when I was in with this young teacher, and I like to give the millennials a hard time about their lack of work ethic and all of the things that they're being told that they have. But one of the things that I was observing in there was how she was engaging the students and how she was inspiring their curiosity. So one of the things when you mentioned this morning about you being curious as a coach, it's also getting that curiosity to go across to your players or across to your students. And so she's an exceptional teacher in that, and our master teachers are that way, whether they're a new to the profession or somebody that's been at it for 25 years. And I think that, well, you just mentioned it, creating intentional improvement. Well, that's something in education that's been around for a long time, and you're wanting to create the opportunities for that improvement to occur, and it is intentional, that it's not just by happenstance that it's occurring. So yeah, we are seeing that a lot in the classroom, and there is a lot of crossover between the two pieces. And I had never heard anyone say that idea of decisions are made with your mind and choices with your heart, but I definitely will be using that one and stealing that one from you. I really like that one as well, and I think that also is true in everything that we do as coaches and as educators, and those pieces. And one of the things that yes, I love the X's and O's talk too, and I learned so much from so many people having so much experience on these calls, and seeing things differently, and at times, or pointing out the little intricacies as we go, and some of those are extremely